it'll redirect that portion to the publisher. So it won't hurt you or the publisher or create any issues there. Unless no, I mean, yeah, I don't think it'll be an issue. You do have, like Phil had mentioned earlier, he just signed some music. So like once that happens, like, you know, they don't want you like publicly sharing it out there. But if it's something that happened prior to the music being signed, you know, it's kind of hard to hold you accountable for that. And if it was a big issue, you know, I mean, they could reach out to my channel and then just ask me to like remove it from the video if that was an issue, and I would do it because I would understand. But for the most part, it won't create an issue. It creates an issue for the YouTube channel more so than the publisher or the creator. I've been so focused on entering U.S. markets because being a U.S. citizen, it sounds easier, but I forget I'm Latin American as well. I can contact all Spanish language libraries. Just got to find them. Facts. And that is your unfair advantage. I love it. I think I mentioned a love show called Match Me Abroad. Music from Asia, Ireland, Singapore, Brazil. Great mix of international music. Wow, that's what's up. That is a great mix. Yeah, dope. 100%. Yeah, he's super dope. Flip a coin. Facts. Heads or tails. Allison says she'll split them. There you go. I have not seen what Rick Beto is going through. Fill me in. What's good, Diesel? Good to see you, man. But yeah, that's a good question. So yeah, they'll either which most of my live streams, like once we do music reviews, most of them get demonetized, which I don't really like. It's on by default when my assistant like schedules the lives, but I'm not doing it to get the videos, you know, monetized, so I don't really care. So it'll either get fully demonetized or it will do a revenue share, depending on what tracking picks up. So, Beto is getting YouTube ID flagged left and right. They're like trying to force him to retire. Oh, that's wild. If you guys have not been watching PMA episodes on YouTube, there have been great information with the panel guests. By the way, one was on trailer covers recently. Super dope. Yeah, shout out to the Production Music Association. Always like helpful information on those meetings as well. Shout out to Morgan too. We had Morgan on here. Oh man, it's been like a few years ago now, I think. Time is flying. But super dope organization and a lot of insights too. They also talked about international markets in one call I was on, specifically Africa, because there was a lot of opportunity there as well. There's a lot of content being created. I mean, just everywhere, dude. Like it's just exploding. It's crazy. And while streaming like a Netflix or whatever, it doesn't pay like a lot in royalties, you still can see decent upfront sync fees on like you can still get thousands upfront on Netflix. Like Netflix, BET Plus, like I've seen everything from like I want to say about 3 to 500 and up per placement up front. So Can add up. um, so that's dope. Yeah, shout out to whoever lands like the next international licensing deal in the hub. That'll be dope. That reminds me too of the conversation I had with one of the publishers that I work with. Are they here? No, I think they're based. I can't remember if they're here or based in the UK. But anyways, they did a deal with France TV. So they reached out. Yeah, I guess they needed a bunch of music, so they reached out for some stuff. So we did that. So excited to see some of those come through at some point. Actually, I gotta upload those to like TuneSat so I can track them or something. I agree. Seeing traction in disco is inspiring. You know what I mean? Because they're listening at least. Like before, like when I got started, there was no disco. You just didn't know. You didn't know if they opened unless you used like they had services where you can some email tracker or whatever, you can track if it opened or something like that. But there was no disco, so you can see if they like played it. Well, if you use SoundCloud, you could see the plays, but you don't know who it was. Like that could just be from regular SoundCloud people, unless it was like a private playlist, and then you would see, oh, okay, somebody played it. So, but yeah, I think that's helpful to at least know they're listening. And if you're sending like a specific playlist to somebody, that was them if you didn't send it to anybody else. So, yeah. But yeah, I think doing some research on international licensing companies and maybe supervisors is worth a shot, because you can do some quality music, and if the communication is there, you can get in there. So yeah, like this the article mentioned international royalties. If your music gets placed overseas, you're eligible to earn royalties from international PROs. And then those royalties from those international PROs are distributed to your PRO. I know somebody asked before, do I have to register with all of these other international PROs to be able to collect the royalties earned in those territories? And the answer is no. Like your PRO, they communicate with them, and then they get distributed back to your PRO. As long as everything is, how it should be in terms of registration, and then it'll circle back around. Now it may take longer. Typically here, like if I get a domestic placement, typically 6 to 9 months after cue sheets and everything are turned in, I'll see royalties from CSAC. Whereas if I get a placement like originally in Germany, it could be over a year before I see royalties from that. So it can take a while. It usually takes a little bit longer for those international ones. So yeah. The specialist unique URL feature is a game changer. Yeah. Let's see. LV Drizzle, if you guys have not been watching, oh wait, I scrolled up too far. Um,